This week on Black, White, Red All Over, we have read, we have reviewed, we're about to recommend some really good stuff. Are you ready? Because I'm ready. Yes, I caught you. Yeah. Take that. Okay, y'all get ready. We're going to grab a couple more books, and we'll see you over here. Bye. Hello and welcome to a new episode of Black, White, Red All Over. I'm Victor Dandridge, the hardest working man in comics.
I'm Ryan Seymour, King of Comics out here in Columbus, Ohio.
Oh my gosh, if only you guys knew the things that we talked about beforehand. Those bloopers will never see the light of day. Right, Jeremy? Right? Hopefully?
He's smiling.
He's kind of smiling, but I don't know. It's a sinister smile.
That means we're bad. We're not a good spot.
Yeah, no, not at all. Okay, so we're back for a brand new week of great new books that we have read, reviewed, and we're going to recommend to you as you venture into the comic shops. How you doing this week, man?
Pretty decent.
Yeah.
This week was once again crazy.
Huge.
Crazy.
So many friggin' books. Okay, so in this Goodreads You Should Read, we have one that is the same.
Just the one.
Just one. So I'm going to ask that you start us off with a little bit of loving with that Marvel Zombies goodness.
Right. Okay. So Marvel Zombies, Black, White, Blood, #2, anthology style.
Okay.
Just like the first issue. Right. So we got Gail Simone and Dale Eaglesham doing the first story.
Nice.
And that is Reed Richards abandoning everybody. Not abandoning is not the right word.
Oh, I was about to be like, whoa.
He's constructed this place that he's going to go to. He'll be completely shielded from the outside world.
Okay.
He's going to be separate from his family.
Okay.
But that's so he can specifically focus only on stopping the spread of the zombie plague.
Wow.
And he's got 7 days to do it because he doesn't run the calculations. If he doesn't do it by then, humanity's lost.
Okay.
And it gets dark. Like it doesn't. Like it doesn't.
Oh.
So something happens to where.
No, that's bad.
Yeah.
No.
It's super nihilist, and that's.
But okay, all right.
Next up,
that was amazing.
It was like it's. We got Erica Schultz and Nelson Daniel doing a Beta Ray Bill story.
Hey, big shout out to Erica.
And he's just out in space dealing with the zombie plague in his own way and kind of rebuilding humanity, or not humanity, but rebuilding a society.
Yeah.
With the survivors.
Okay, all right.
And last, but certainly not least.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Doug Wagner and Juan Gideon. Warpath, who has been bit. He's not zombie yet.
Okay.
But he's going to be, and he knows it, and the rest of the team knows it. So they allow him to go after the one mutant that they've been afraid to that has become a zombie. Cable.
Oh!
Zombie Cable.
Not Daddy Cable?
Yeah. Really, really good. Each one of those three was amazing.
Okay. All right. Now I got to make choices here. Okay, I'm going to talk about Alan Scott Green Lantern, #2, written by Tim Sheridan, Torme and Hermes on the art side. Okay, Tim is doing another tour de force in bringing a reality of alternative lifestyles in the history of people that identify as a different sexuality than the popular culture is embracing. Alan Scott is a homosexual man, and where that goes, particularly at this particular point in time,
that's important.
It's so important because there's so many things where you're like, oh well, it's new, or this is woke comics. Crap. No, this is like a very real iteration of history. Alan, what I love is that there's this bigger thing that's tied into the first issue, where there's someone that's doing stuff and it could have a deep connection to Alan, and him trying to really rationalize like what he can do as Green Lantern and really who he is such a big piece of this. Like it's all about identity and love and determinations of who you are as a person. There's a character in here that I adore, who brings to light the idea that certain literal trans identities is not a new thing. It's not a new thing. So seeing it in this light and seeing how it's reacted to, both heartbreaking, but at the same time empowering to know like, hey, it could get better over time. You know, that's our goal, is to be better. And so to see how it was versus to the fact that that's illegal, like you can't do that anymore.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. So this is a really heartfelt series. Like, guys, please jump on this. Like, it needs championing. So read it.
Tweet it,
Mm-hmm.
get it out there so people know about it.
Yes. Do all the things.
Alrighty. From Sumerian Comics.
Ooh, yeah.
Basic Instinct, A Pound of Flesh. Okay.
Are we talking Basic Instinct like the movie?
With Catherine Trammell. Yeah. That was a movie that shaped me in my formative years. It was an erotic thriller.
Yep.
That was like the good version of Showgirls. Like, because Showgirls sucked.
Yeah.
But this one didn't. So
I think what Basic Instinct taught me the most is how close the rewind and pause button were on my VCR. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. They're far closer than you think. And so where are we going with this?
Oh my gosh. All right. So we've got Vanessa Del Rey.
Right.
We've got Sam Freeman, and we got Kayla Valerio.
Vanessa Del Rey, she be writing.
Yeah. And it's good. The art is really, really
cool.
cool.
That's gorgeous.
So we think Catherine Trammell is doing a tour. She's doing these presentations where she's reading from her new book, and she may have died.
Whoa.
But this is Catherine Trammell. I mean, I don't trust her.
Right.
Don't.
Nor should you.
And there's another murder that happens, and so various characters are all being pulled back in from the original movie.
That's awesome.
But they don't know they're connected. I know they're connected.
Yeah.
You can't prove it yet in the first issue.
Okay.
But it has all of the gritty dialogue from the movie. It's got where in the movie they didn't go full. Like, you knew the murders were gory.
Right.
But in this, they're like, no, we're going to show it. We're Sumerian. We're going to show it.
Yes.
And, oh my gosh, it was so good. Like, they got this, they got American Psycho.
Right.
They are bringing it with the movies. So,
and they like, what I love about it is they're movies that have great, like, rich possible stories in them, but not like, oh, this is a franchise piece, obviously.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Good.
All right, so I took on Luke Cage #1, part of the Gang War story arc that's happening in Marvel right now. Let's run down the list of folks that are creating on this one. So Rodney Barnes, who will be here in Columbus as part of GalaxyCon Columbus, so you should come through this weekend.
Oh, is it this week?
This weekend. Yeah, this coming weekend. So come on through. Then we have Ramon Box and Andrew Dahlhaus, Travis Lanham, and Kanan White, kicking all the butt. Okay, so what do you do when you are the new mayor of New York? You are a former superhero, but the previous mayor, Wilson Fisk, dirtbag that he can be, set into place a law, literal anti-vigilante act in place, right? So, like, all of the superheroing is not supposed to happen anymore. Well, the bad guys are taking full advantage.
Well, yeah.
It's what happens. And they're literally carving New York up in a very Old Man Logan-esque kind of way, right? So you got all these bad guys. Like, there's this brilliant map that kind of shows, like, who's going for what, right?
Oh, wow.
I mean, it's
well laid out.
Yeah. Like, there's some major things happening. So when legally you've got street level, like, heroes with their hands tied, how is that going to fare? Like, some of them might have, some run-ins with the law that might be a little twisted, so they're willing to break a little, bend a little. The mayor he's been to jail.
True.
He knows some things. He knows his way around some things. And so that's what this story is going to be. It's going to be a very strong take on Luke as mayor, who is trying to do right in front of everybody, but knowing that he's going to have to get his hands a little dirty to get the job done. And that's a hero I want to hire.
Yeah.
Right there. Yeah. I did have one moment here that I'm going to ask Rodney about, writer to writer.
Yeah.
Because the way that it plays, I had an immediate thought, like, oh, it's going to go here, and it didn't. And so I want to know, like,
is that a good way or a bad way? Or a way?
A way. I don't want to say, I don't want to sway with say, but I do want to ask, like, hey, was that ever an option for that to be what happens? And just curious. So,
I love the fact that these are anthologies.
I do too. Oh my God. It's one of my favorite things about this because you get so much bang for your buck. So much bang for your buck. This $4.99 treasure trove. Superman Action Comics. Who all is writing on this one? Because we've got 3 different stories. So Johnson, Burrows, Ferreira, and Herms on the cover. But that only covers so much, right? You got a backup story written by Dan Parent, one of my homies, with art by Marguerite Sauvage, like super dope.
Yeah.
Let's see, Secret Identity Part 2, written by Jean Loon Young, art by Victor Bogdanovic. Freaking beautiful. But the main story.
Yeah. It all time. It is all tying together.
Yes.
DC is actually, as much as I like to complain, is actually keeping track of what's going on in other books for this instance. And when they there's a reference to another title.
Yes, it's good. It's so good. What I truly adore is, so Philip Kennedy Johnson did the World story arc, and the carryovers from that, without being dogmatic or like just so like buried under it, the whole carryover from it has been really good. Yeah, like it's so strong, and I love it.
They're in such a safe place, but at the same time a dangerous place.
Super dangerous.
Nobody understands it until the last second when Clark puts 2 and 2 together.
Oh my God! And all it takes is a thing. You say the thing, and he's like, "Come on!" Right? And what I love is that in his reaction, he's like, "This is a bigger situation than we thought. Like this, we have to take this very, very seriously because the scope and scale of what this is, that's way worse." Now, this particular character, clearly introduced in other places, spaces. Yes. Were they as big of a threat in those other spaces? Or is this kind of a development and an opportunity with that character?
That's an interesting question.
Okay.
They might be more dangerous now.
Okay.
Because they're coming into a world that has no idea who or what they are.
Right.
And what they're capable of.
Okay.
Because like they're already building something.
Yeah.
And everybody thinks it's positive. Yeah. Now you've got one person that knows.
That's it.
And then they've got to reach out to somebody else, right?
Oh, they definitely do. Now that's the thing that I'm curious about is if they reach out to that person, if that person in their current state tries to deal with it, that is not going to go well.
That's not a good place.
Not going to go well at all. So yes, we were talking in code, but once you pick this up, you'll know like the stakes are huge for this. I really dug it. I really dug it.
Oh yeah.
I do love the costumes for the Blue Earth people though.
They kind of are cool.
They're dope,
right? Like that's what I'm looking like, man. Those are dope.
And I bet you guys are like jerks,
right? Like, oh, they're bad guys. They'll be gone in 6 issues. But
dang it, they look good. They look so good. I like this test of Superman's grit character and his determination to do right all the time. That speech that he gives about like, I told my daughter.
Yeah. Right? Like Kennedy Johnson gets this character so well.
Yeah. Like literally, I would vote for Philip just based on his take on Superman because he would lead us in a great direction. That's how good it is. Yeah. No joke. Really okay. So we'll be right back. We'll have the must reads, the books that you have to go home with, or else. Did you go to the shop?
Are you comicking this week?
What is that? Come on.
My doctor said it's just a rash.
Good, because like last time I saw it, it was like this big, and now it's like, I'm sorry.
Oh,
hey, we're back. I'm still Victor Dandridge, the hardest working man in comics.
Ryan Seymour, it's just a rash.
It's just a rash, we think. Rash of what? Awesomeness, like we just read. Okay, so these are the must reads. These are the books that you have to go home with. We have 2 that are the same.
Yes, dose that are the same.
And one that's truly different. Where do you want to go first? Do you want to go to your dark place? Or this loving space that I've created?
Oh, that's tough.
Yeah.
Maria Lovett, they do erotic stuff, but it's not necessarily, there's not really a need for romance in these books.
So, okay, this one's interesting. Okay, so I'll start off with Crave #1 by Maria Lovett. What we have here is this very social commentary on the use of social media apps,
Okay.
particularly ones that are designed to help you find a mate or partner, and how those things can be very, very dangerous for established relationships, thinking that you know what you want, and sometimes in a position here where you have the opportunity to get something that you want, and this thing will tell you how to do it. And that creates a lot of opportunity for a lot of bad. I feel like Maria is kind of making somewhat of a statement on AI and how that could affect things moving forward. Not necessarily in the best of ways, but we won't know. Like, it's gonna all unfold. But we've got like a bunch of characters that we're introduced to, a lot of relationships that we're seeing established and then demolished, and it's beautiful. There's a lot to unpack with this one. It's a really good read, not for chillins, okay? Not for the wee ones. It's very sexual. You can tell from the cover, like, don't let the little ones read it. But if you're of age, you should definitely check this one out.
Give it a little look-see, little flip through.
College plus. If you graduated high school, you can check that out. Yeah.
Okay, so for Mad Cave Studios. All right, so we got David Pepos, Alex Cormack, and Justin Birch.
David, what is wrong? Okay, I gotta know.
Is it David or is it Alex?
It doesn't matter. It's either one of you. Okay, I just know David, so I'm just gonna personally, buddy.
That
Can you call me?
That panel.
Oh
my gosh.
Either one of y'all, really.
All right, so David is writing this story, and I'm going to break it up like that. David is writing this story that takes on possession horror, body horror. Like, there's some supernatural entity that has taken your body and it's running, it's doing its own thing. So in this one, Inquisition time period, this priest goes to try to exorcise some rich dude's son, and the thing that is inside the son, the demon, the malevolent entity, decides it's going to play a trick, and it bounces out of the son. And this happens in issue 1, so it's not a spoiler. Bounces out of the son into the priest, and bounces the priest into the son. Yeah. So the priest goes back to the Vatican.
That's not
okay. The priest's body priest meat suit goes back to the Vatican, and the priest spirit is stuck in the cell being tormented by the Inquisition. So when this thing gets to the Vatican, all manner of shenanigans, we'll call them shenanigans.
Yeah, we will.
Breaks loose.
Yeah.
And this is where it's not just David. David's writing is amazing. This is absolutely horrifying, because there is this thing in this place that it should not possibly be, and it is doing whatever it wants, and there's no recourse. Nobody knows, nobody can stop it.
That's not okay.
Alex, though.
Yeah.
Alex is bringing this, like, Italian splatter gore movie vibe to it. Like, there's a panel in there where someone walks in and sees something, and it's very, very Fulci, like the director. Bravo. Bravo. I don't know if I'll be able to eat spaghetti anytime soon, or gummy worms. And you'll know. If you read it, you will know. So this book, if you're looking for something horror,
that's the one.
That's the one.
Ryan showed me a glimpse of this, and it looks like it was rendered in smell-o-vision. And
my gosh,
I don't want it. I don't want it. I'm not old enough to read this book. Okay, I'll tell you that right now. I'm not old enough to read that, because that's spooky, scary stuff.
Yeah.
And no.
There are a lot of bands that I listen to, very metal based, that have horrific lyrics along those lines. That tops it. That's up there.
Yeah,
that's Cannibal Corpsean.
Meats. Yeah, worse. Okay, another fantastic read, and obviously we should have known, because
I didn't realize it was him.
It's all right. Tom Taylor, Ivan Reyes, Danny Mickey, and Anderson are tackling the first issue of Titans Beast World. And this is going to be like a miniseries that really kind of puts the Titans in the front and center sort of space. Because like all the times that we've ever had like a major crossover, it's been like Justice League,
Bat Family, Super Family.
Yeah.
Not the Titans.
Not led by them. So this first entry could be an animated movie by itself.
Yeah.
I would definitely watch that. So here's the thing. It's called Beast World. Hence clues as to who's going to be a major player.
Yeah.
Should be obvious. But in this regard, I think that we are getting, for the first time ever, almost a pimp slap from the Teen Titans, or the Titans. Let me not call them Teen Titans. The Titans, because they're like, hey, we're superheroes.
Yeah, we're grown adults.
Yeah,
that have been through stuff, that have saved stuff. Why are you treating us like children?
Right. Like we might have been sidekicks, but we ain't sidekicks no more. Watch your mouth, okay? Especially when in scale, what they pulled off here. I don't know. Justice League could have done it.
It was actually brilliant.
It was super brilliant.
The idea came from a source. I was just like shocked.
Yep.
And the threat level was
super high.
Yeah, like I want more of
high. Yeah,
I want more of that. But we'll never. I don't know if we'll ever get it.
I mean, hopefully. Good gracious. We got some new characters that have appeared in this one.
Yeah, I don't know where that dude came from.
I don't either, but that's a toy that I want. Like that's a figure that I would play with in the bathtub today. And what I also love is that every Titan kind of got a moment to shine in this one. So it's not even just like, hey, the obvious person is the lead. Everybody has a place. So this one's really, really cool. I also like the addition to kind of the I don't know, the greater cosmic threats that exist. It's very fun. Very, very fun.
Yeah, because you got to figure that society isn't in a vacuum.
Right.
They've got deities, they've got monsters, they've got all of that. Why wouldn't
that would be a thing? The place that's focused on as attacked in the end, that's not going to be a happy person.
No,
one way or the other.
No,
like under control, not under control. That's going to be bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm looking forward to that getting rocked. I wonder, like, was that written in at a time where that character was supposed to be a little bit more pop cultural?
Maybe.
It's curious.
Yeah, because Tom is able to write just amazing stuff and pull stuff out of nowhere. But I wonder, because it's like a character, and when you read it, you'll be like, oh, that's an interesting choice.
Right, right. Especially in juxtaposition of earlier in the story when, So, I wonder if that's how or why that happened. Oh,
it's Tom.
It's
Tom Taylor.
He's so good with that. Oh, it's a good book. Read it.
Yes.
Read it now. Get it. You want it. Book of the week, though.
Which just continues to astound me with how good, like, the premise is so simple. The premise is one that the 13-year-old Ryan is like, yeah.
Absolutely.
And each issue builds on the story to where it is now not just, like, violence for violence sake. There's an actual legitimate story.
It's
a chess match between these two characters that has been over decades. 100. Yeah.
Solid. I mean, could be 100 years, but literal decades. We're talking none other than Predator versus Wolverine. Benjamin Percy, Ken Lashley, Kai Zama, and Hayden Sherman. Good God, y'all. Like, okay, so the popular thing to talk about right now is like, oh, how are we going to bring the X-Men into the MCU?
Yeah.
I don't care. I need this Fox universe iteration of this to happen, okay?
They both, don't they?
Yes. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, screw the MCU, okay? Hugh Jackman coming back for Deadpool 3. Yay! That's awesome. Nice. Let's get a new Wolverine. I'm saying it just because I want this to be an ongoing series forever. The back and forth, the tit for tat. This Predator don't quit, and you know he who is the best there is at what he does.
Yeah.
Oh,
I like the reason now. Where he's like, I gotta catch this human. Makes so much sense. Can you imagine, like, your entire life is spent traveling the cosmos, like finding dinosaurs and monsters and stuff and killing them.
I'm gonna kill those.
And then you run into Wolverine. You run into Logan, and you're like, this is ranch dressing from Golden Corral. It is that primo.
Ranch dressing from Golden Corral, but in the fountain. Okay.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Because, okay, if you are familiar with Predator culture, you know one of the things that they do to showcase their kills is they capture skulls and spines.
It's their thing.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
That's all I'm gonna say. You'll put two and two together, and if you don't, read the book and you will.
Yeah.
It'll be great. But again, the trip through time of Wolverine's history and seeing how this Predator keeps popping up.
Keeps trying. It's got it wants so bad to be the Predator that it knows it can be. God, can you imagine this sequence where you're like
Wait, where did you go?
Yeah.
Like, I had him. I had him. He got all the way there. It was like, y'all are never gonna. Seriously? Like, yeah.
And
Absolutely hilarious.
when you read it, it's just like, because compared to like the narration that Logan's doing as to what, like, oh my gosh, it's so well done.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And the way that they seemingly are inspired by one another, like that's the
right. They respect
Yeah.
each other's abilities. Oh man, yeah. The final battle. I can't wait for that.
Like, come on. Can you? Okay. Can you imagine if they did a movie series and they just pull different eras of Wolverine's story, and just plop a Predator in there, and we get all the way to like Old Man Logan? Hugh can come back for that.
Oh my gosh, that'd be so amazing. Like, he thinks he's done. He thinks he's retired, and then that thing shows back up. He's like, damn it.
And the last thing you see is he's like, well, like, oh God, like that's the cameo that I would want. That's it. Right? He doesn't even have to get in shape. He can be older and just.
Yeah.
You know what? Okay, I'm gonna put this out into the universe. It's impossible. I know it's impossible.
Yeah.
But I want it. What if Deadpool 3 is actually this?
Oh.
Like, it starts off where it's seemingly Wade, like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this thing. He's like, I got this idea for a movie, and that's what the movie is him pitching Predator versus Wolverine, and it's. I would watch it.
That'd be
That
awesome.
would be the greatest
Oh
movie.
my gosh, that'd be
You
so
talk about
awesome.
breaking the fourth wall. All the walls broken down.
That'd be great. Oh my gosh.
But I know we won't get it.
It won't happen.
It's fine.
Dang it.
Hopefully, if you made it this far, you've enjoyed what you've seen. If we've picked up some books that you thought were really cool, definitely let us know in the comments below. If we didn't pick up the books that you thought were cool, definitely let us know in the comments below. We want to know what you're reading. Helps us know what things we should be looking out for. And clearly, if you like it, click that thumbs up. Let everybody know. Get to sharing it. Tell all the people.
Yep.
Spread the word.
Tag us in social media.
Yeah.
IrishRye39, Ben Gin House.
That's me.
Yeah, we do this every week. So set your phone to let us know. Yeah, that you're watching. That's big.
I mean, it does tell us that we got a new subscriber.
That is true.
Yeah. So we want to know that you're with us. Do it. And we'll see you guys next week. Bye.